What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Dr. Umar Johnson last week decided that he would call out a few of our African-American comedians who decided that they were going to blow up the spot and basically attack those people who did not want to vote for Kamala. Okay, that's what was happening. And so Dr. Umar did not like that. He felt that, hey, if you want to vote for Kamala Harris, you can, but you should not under any circumstances be sitting back idly by forcing African Americans to vote for a political party in which that, hey, nothing is going to happen for them, right? And Steve Harvey was telling people, look, you should get out there and vote when Kamala Harris is there. I mean, basically skinning and grinning. And then Dr. Umar Johnson basically lit his ass up by saying this.
Ricky Smiley and Steve Harvey. Ricky Smiley and Steve Harvey, listen. If Uncle Steve Harvey and Uncle Ricky Smiley want to go hard for Kamala Harris, that is their business. If Ricky Smiley and Steve Harvey want to go hard for Kamala Harris, they have a right to do that. They have a right to do that. What they don't have a right to do is shame other Africans into voting for her. They cannot do that. They were wrong for that. You can't shame people into not voting for someone who has no record of doing nothing for them. Steve Harvey's logic didn't make any sense. He said if we don't vote, we won't get nothing. Well, you've been voting and you ain't got nothing. It's time to hold the vote until we get something. It's time to hold the vote until we get something. Ricky Smiley, I love my brother, but he was pretty emotional. He's talking about Supreme Court Justice Ketanji swearing in Vice President Harris. They both belong to Black Greek fraternities. They'll get sworn in on Dr. King's Earth Day. That's all empty symbolism. We're done with that. That's all empty symbolism. We're done with that. That's all empty symbolism. We're done with that. You have to give us tangibles, not symbols, Brother Ricky Smiley. Tangibles, not symbols. One is a AKA, one is a Delta. What that got to do with miseducation? One is a AKA, one is a Delta. What that got to do with mass incarceration? One is a AKA, one is a Delta. What that got to do with gentrification and homelessness? That is nothing but empty symbolism. The member of one black sorority swearing in the member of another black sorority on the solar return of a brother, ancestor, Dr. King, who belonged to a black male fraternity. That's all fine and well. But telling black people they should vote for the symbol, telling black people they should vote for the symbol is not going to serve us, Brother Ricky. We need substance, my brother.
You hear the clapback that Umar Johnson gave? Steve Harvey addressed what Dr. Umar did on his radio show. Okay? Shirley Strawberry, whatever her name is, brought it up. Steve Harvey actually acknowledged the comment. Let's hear what he said.
President Kamala Harris, and went on to say that he believes other celebrities are being paid to support Vice President Kamala for her bid for the White House, right? Umar specifically called you out, Steve. He called out Ricky Smiley. He claimed that both of you were paid to support Kamala Harris's campaign. Here's what he said.
But if we're going to be honest, Steve Harvey and Ricky Smiley, and I love you both, no hate to my big brothers, but if we're going to be honest, Ricky Smiley and Steve Harvey, y'all only carried on because y'all got paid to carry on. Can we please be honest? Can we see? I want y'all to understand, overstand, and understand what King Kong is talking about. Y'all carried on because y'all got paid to carry on. Kamala Harris and the Democratic plantation is paying you celebrities, paying you to shame black people into voting. Y'all know we not going to get nothing out of that vote. Y'all know we not going to get nothing out of that vote. Y'all know we not going to get nothing out of the vote. But they being paid, y'all being bought. They offered me $10K for an interview with Kamala Harris. I don't want your money, but we can definitely do the interview.
Steve.
Well, first of all, we're going to have her on her again, or how many other times is needed to get her into office.
To get the vote.
Brother Umar, let me say this, man. I absolutely love some of the things you say. I really, really do, man. Some of the stuff I don't always agree with, but ain't nobody got to agree with everything I say. But let me clear the air on something.
Please.
You can't hire Steve Harvey for $10,000 to do nothing.
Hey.
Let me just A that out the way. I don't know where you got that number from, but you can't offer Steve Harvey $10,000 to do nothing. No, you can go through the industry and ask about me. Bro, let me tell you something. Omar, let me tell you something, man. And ain't no hate here at all, cause I like some of the work he does. I really do. Yeah. Listen, man, I don't.
He said
I don't do nothing, nothing for $10,000. Don't even insult. Don't insult the brand equity that I've built over these 30 years of television. I just don't, man. And I'm doing this absolutely free of charge because I want this country to be in her hands as opposed to Donald Trump's hands. That's why I do it. Now, me and Ricky Smiley happen to be on the same page. Now, we Q's now, and so is D.L. Hughley. And Q's kind of run the airways of black radio.
Okay. All right.
The Q's is running the airways of black radio.
All right, Purple and Gold.
But we also understand what's at stake here. So no, I haven't received a single dollar from anybody to do what I do. And I'm doing it gladly for free. And I'm going to freely have her on here again and again and again. I am going to freely ask soft-ass questions. I am going to freely lob the basketball so she can slam dunk all these questions. Yes. I'm going to freely sit here and agree. So the black vote is not for sale. But it is a very important block of votes that can control the outcome of this election. And if I have my way, if it is within God's will, she will be the next president of the United States, because the alternative, see, there's only two people running for president. It's Kamala Harris, Madam Vice President Kamala Harris, or Donald Trump. That's the choice. So I don't know. And if somebody offered you 10, you should have took it. But anybody offered me nothing. But please don't insult me and offer me $10,000. Because I'm telling you right now, it costs way more for me to wake up and turn this mic on.
Oh, Steve,
way
more. We gotta get him. It's $10,000.
I can't even let that get out about me.
The amount of insulting to you. Wow.
That's just, I mean, really,
the
man.
Brand.
Look, man, they can take their campaign money and put it into other causes, like buying ads and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The ad I'm running right now, this is free.
Free. Please go vote for Kamala Harris. Do it for free.
Kamala Harris campaign ad right now. Please vote. The black vote is not for sale.
It is not.
But it is a very, very viable force. It really is important. And that's why everybody wanted, man.
That's right.
And because let me tell you something. If you look at look at the last presidential election, when it got down to Michigan, Wisconsin, it got down to Philadelphia, it got down to Georgia, Atlanta. Philly, Pennsylvania. All those, the Republicans were winning out in the suburbs. When they got to the inner cities where we heavily populate Atlanta, Philadelphia, Detroit, Milwaukee. That turned the election.
Yeah.
And the same thing can happen this time. And they all know it. Why do you think Donald Trump, who don't give a damn about the National Association of Black Journalists, would even walk his ass out there? He was out there to try to make black people think that he's done more for black people than any president since Abraham Lincoln. But he can't name one thing he's done for black people. And then got mad at the black woman for asking him tough questions. Now, anybody else that don't agree with that right there, I understand. But just show me what he's done for black people so I can understand. Because right now I don't.
All right. Go on and collect.
Kamala Harris for president. Thank you very much.
I approve this message.
I approve this message. Absolutely for free. If you try to offer me 10,000, I'm going to quit talking to you.
All right, so here we go. Dr. Umar Johnson took to Instagram last Thursday to be exact.
So guys, you heard what he said there. So basically, Steve Harvey, I mean, first of all, Steve Harvey's an idiot, okay? In no shape or form did this guy ever indicate or say, you know what, Steve, you got paid $10,000. No, he said he got paid $10,000. That's what Dr. Umar Johnson said. He got paid $10,000, okay? And then what happened after that? Steve Harvey says, oh, well, you discredited my brand if you think that I only got paid $10,000. No, Nick. What the man is saying, okay? What the man said is that your ass is bald, which you pretty much admitted that you're bald. So you wouldn't do it for $10,000. You might do it for $1 million. You might do it for $500,000. Which is the point, which is why nobody can trust you. Thank you for saying that. You just proved his point. And I keep telling a lot of the brothers out here in the community that, listen guys, the work has to be done. These guys who are Steve Harvey, who are Roland Martin, who are Beyonce, these people have a reason to continue. Listen to what I'm saying. To continue to make all kind of money off y'all struggle because they don't live by you. Now I know y'all gonna say, well, shit, you live in Africa, but I'm living worse than most of all of y'all, okay? Y'all live better than me in America. I can believe that, all right? These people do not live the lives that the average African American is living. Immigration don't hurt them. The migrant crisis don't hurt them. Rising gas prices don't hurt them. It hurts you. It hurts me. These guys have millions of dollars, okay? Millions. And if they get paid to get more deals as an elite behind the scenes, what does it matter if you, like, everything is about money. The one thing I like about Dr. Umar Johnson is they offered him $10,000. He said, no, I'm not gonna take it, but I will talk to you on an interview and ask the tough questions, in so many words. That's what she was saying. That's what he's saying. But Steve Harvey can be bought. And how much more money do you need, man? And this is what is so sad, to see people in the black community chasing the bag so that the community can lose its complete soul. That's all we doing. We are losing our soul, man. We come out here, we align ourselves with this level of foolishness. Get out here in the dust, all right? This is exactly what we do, and we just get taken advantage of. And then you have people berating you to say, go vote for the Democrats, even though you're not gonna get nothing. I'm not even gonna ask you no tough questions. Just go vote, and then dangling, out in front of you, you might be able to get reparations if you vote. Now, let me just say this before I end the video. One of the tactics that people try to use to get you to do something is you might get this in the future thing. Listen, I've never dealt with that so much until I moved here. Everything is, you want to do this because you might get this in the future. That's kind of like Alan Roger Curry's The Possibility of Sex. The reality is you're not going to get nothing. If they're not giving it to you right now, if they don't want to give it to you right now, you're not going to get it by just complying. You have to make that happen. If you don't make that happen, you're not going to get it. That's it. There is no other way of putting it. You're not going to get it. I don't care what they say. All right? You're not going to get it. And I'm so glad that Dr. Umar Johnson exposed the guy for what he is, which is a liar, which is a crook, and he admitted it by changing the subject and not even listening to what he was talking about. You are a paid agent. All of those guys are paid agents. Ricky Smiley is one. Roland Martin is one. Those guys are paid. And the one thing I would say about Dr. Umar Johnson, even though he's a pro-black scammer too, is at least he ain't taking him to DNC. At least he ain't selling out like that. It's bad to take the community's money, I get it, but he ain't got no agenda that's anti-black. Even though he's silly as hell. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.